Hello, everyone, and welcome to Courage, Wisdom, Power, the show where...
Welcome to the first episode.
Not the first episode. This is the remake of the second episode, but we're doing it a little differently. You probably noticed that this is a separate series from the main show. Like, it's a separate, it's got a separate thumbnail and stuff. That is because we want to make this like a... Okay, so here's the thing. The original episode that this is based on is where we went through every single console generation from 3 to 9. And we ranked the consoles, and we did it really stupidly and really badly, and we talked about stuff we don't know about, and so we want to correct that, and we want to talk about the things we do know. And we don't want to rank these consoles because we want to look at all of them on their own level and look at the impact that they've left, the impact they've left on us, the impact they've left on everyone else.
Foreshadowing PS3.
Foreshadowing the PS3. And this time around, we're not going to skip over Gen 1 and 2, even though they're, as you'll see from this first episode where we cram them together, they are Gen 1 and 2. We're still going to talk about them. So... yeah, respect your elders, I guess. I am joined by co-host Christian Martin. Christian, how are you doing?
I'm doing very good today.
Yes, good. Why are you feeling so good today? Just so we can
Made a record. Just kidding.
No, I wanna get this juxtaposition in right away of like how. So okay, first of all, my big question: how old are video?
What are you gonna juxtapose?
So how old are video games right now? Like,
I don't know.
Let me look up real quick.
That's a lot of me.
How old are video games? And this is probably not going to be accurate. This is probably going to be the weird AI generated answer.
You gotta use Bing AI, bro.
Gotta use Bing AI. The early 1970s. How old is Tennis for Two, which we will get into later. How old is Tennis for Two? 1958. Okay, 2025 minus 1958. 67 years old. Video games are a 67-year-old media. Not even 100 years. Not even close. Christian, what did you get today?
What do you mean?
You got a big thing today for the specific the purpose of gaming. Tell us about yesterday. Tell us about that real quick. This is the juxtaposition I'm talking about. Tell us about this real quick. Tell us about the specs and what it can do. Just a quick overview.
Why are we talking about? Oh, just for. Oh, I see.
Yeah, you see what I'm doing here? Okay.
So is this gonna come out after what we played, right?
Yeah, this is after what we played this summer. Yeah.
Okay, because I didn't want to spoil that for that.
Yeah, no, this is after what we played.
Yeah, just making sure.
Yes.
Because I thought it was. I just wanted to verify.
We're recording this ahead of time, so any things like that, yeah.
We've already released our first episode of the year.
Yes, we have.
By now. This is recorded on July 29th.
2025. All right. Yeah. Christian, what did you get yesterday?
I have a 3070, like a RTX 3070.
Mm-hmm.
It does 1440p ray tracing. It's really good.
What does that mean, though?
It literally can simulate light beams
and
reflections. It literally simulates it. It runs calculations and actually simulates it.
That is crazy. That is still crazy to me. That's still something that I can't wrap my head around.
And I don't think it's worth it for performance.
Mm-hmm. How much did that cost you?
$240.
$240? All right. So
it was Smoke in Paradise when I bought it or got it.
Uh-huh. So he got this, first of all, it's used, so this isn't like the general price of it, but he got this thing for $240, all right? And it can simulate light so unbelievably accurately. Like, this is how far gaming has gone. This isn't even like a new thing either. This is like a feature that's been around for like I don't know, it feels like 5, maybe 6 or 7 years.
Mainstream for about 8 years.
It's been
I don't
mainstream
know
for like 8. Yeah,
this is probably been a thing for a long time on like workstations. But the first card that did RTX like mainstream was the 20 series, which was 2018.
Yeah. This isn't even like a new thing. This is like...
And this card is from 2020.
Yeah, this is from 2020. What's the new...
The 37 came out. The new one?
Yeah, what's the newest thing that graphics cards are doing that's like the big thing that they're doing right now? Like the big jump.
Frame gen?
What?
Frame gen, AI frames, fake frames.
Fake frames. Explain that real quick.
DLSS 4.0. It literally fills in the gaps with AI of what the next frame is, so it's not as demanding to generate like higher performance.
Crazy.
I mean, there's a lot of lag, or a lot of input latency, but I mean, it works well enough that if you're sitting far enough away, it works. Like, it works. Let's just say it works well enough to be able to tell you're playing something. It really just, it looks. So you know how upscaling is, like.
Yes.
Like, you know how you take like you know how if you take like a 480p resolution, like, and you have like super resolution or like FSR or something.
Yeah.
And it's gonna upscale it with this algorithm to 1080p to make it look clear, but it saves performance.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, it looks like that, but it's fake frames instead, and it has input delay. And reflections are kind of warpy. Like, it does not do like reflections and lighting the greatest. It can't fill in the gaps as well on those. But other than that, it literally looks at the frame before and after. Well, I want to say that it thinks ahead and it looks at the frame that was generated and the frame that's going to be generated next, and then it stitches them together with one that looks similar.
Yeah.
I think that's how it works. I haven't really looked into it because I don't really think it's... I mean, it is going to be the future. I just don't think it's impressive, but I don't think it's like going to be a good, like, seamless for years.
Mm-hmm. All right. So this
last gen was the kind of crappy. This generation, the 50 series of GPUs, is the one that's kind of making it good.
So I say all this, and I have you explain all this really, really incredible talk about these incredible advancements because I want to introduce you to my good old friend here, William Higginbotham. Did you get the Discord message? Did you get the picture of him just so you can get a picture of this guy in your head?
Yeah, give me a second.
All right. So, William Higginbotham.
Hey,
yo. That is
I saw him in Oppenheimer, bro.
I saw him in Oppenheimer. Yeah, so William Higginbotham, he is an American physicist. He was born in 1910, October 22nd, 1910. Oh my goodness. His father was a Presbyterian minister. There's your faith connection for the episode because I don't know where else it'll find its way. But yeah, his dad was a Presbyterian minister. He got his undergraduate at Williams College and his studies at Cornell. And he worked at MIT for a while too. So the big things he's known for two things. He made the first video game. This is the man who made the very first video game of all time. He made Tennis for Two, which is exactly what it sounds like. You got a light beam, and it just bounces back and forth on the screen, and you just have to hit it, like hit a button at the right time to hit it back to the other person. And it's just tennis.
It was the best game.
It was the best
one ever played.
Best one to ever play. The other thing he's known for is he worked on the Manhattan Project. His team created the bomb's ignition mechanism as well as measuring instruments for the device. He is listed as one of the major American scientists that built the first nuclear bomb. So yeah, under his belt, he helped make the first nuclear bomb. He worked on the Manhattan Project with Mr. Oppenheimer himself, and he also created Tennis for Two. So there's your...
as he should.
As he should. He built a bomb and said, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to make Gears of War happen someday. So, Tennis for Two. This is the very first video game. Just a light beam bouncing back and forth. This was incredible. Like, this was a major technological advancement for the time. Like, people never thought of this idea ever. Like, games on a screen? I can barely understand what a screen is, but you can play a game on it? That's crazy.
And balls?
Oh, it balls on a screen?
Well, no, wait, actually, that was a thing.
That was a thing, though. That was.
Balls on a screen have been a thing for a while.
This is
Ever
true.
since TV was invented.
This is true. Black and white film was already a thing, and there was already black and white films. It was, what was it? Tennis for Two. No one was really thinking like, man, I wish I could play a game on this. Then I would never have to touch grass ever again. I'd never have to go outside again. I could just play my tennis on a TV screen. But this man thought that. He was like, nah. I'm going to invent no touching grass. I'm going to invent that. And so he did that after making a bomb. So, Tennis for Two. After Tennis for Two happened, we get to, but this joke is not on purpose. The video game market exploded. Ha! Okay, so after this, Magnavox.
Dude, are you here all night?
Are you here all night? So Magnavox, the American electronics brand, they went ahead and said, we want to make some video games just like this one. This is the most fun thing ever. They even called it art. They even referred to Tennis for Two as a work of art. And they're like,
wow, that's a controversy these days. We just got games to be recognized as an art form like not too long ago.
Yeah, exactly. And look at Magnavox over here saying, nah, Tennis for Two, that's art right there. So that's pretty cool. But anyways, this led to the creation of the first ever public video game console that anyone can play anything on. The Magnavox Odyssey.
Famicom, just kidding.
The Famicom, no. So the Magnavox Odyssey. You know what the Magnavox Odyssey is, Christian? Have you ever seen this thing?
Yeah, it has the overlays and
yeah, the overlays. And what do you mean by overlays, though, Christian?
5 variations of the exact same game.
Uh-huh.
Hey, you want to play Haunted House?
You want to play Haunted House by Mudhouse?
No. The game Haunted House. So, do you not know about that one?
Yeah, the game Haunted House by Mudhouse.
Look up the game. Look up how to play the game Haunted House on Magnavox Odyssey.
No, I've seen Haunted House. Oh, here we go.
It's dumb.
A 2-player chase game played on a Haunted House overlay with the detective trying to collect all of the clue cards without being caught by the ghost. Yeah. Don't forget about the hits, the cult classic game.
Pong.
Name the state.
Oh wait, sorry. No. Everything's different.
Yeah, no. Name the states. An educational game played with an overlay of the United States and a deck of 50 trivia cards with questions about each state. All right. So when you say overlay, what do you mean?
Literally put a piece of plastic on your screen.
It's just a giant sticker. It's just a giant sticker stuck on your
screen. Until the 80s.
Uh-huh.
No, just kidding. Until 1973, everything was just Pong.
Yeah, until 1976 specifically. We want to be really specific.
What, when Space Invaders came out?
Or? No. Well, wait. Actually, when did Space War happen? That's very important.
That's also really old.
Yeah.
That's also just another variation of Pong.
Not really. Have you seen Space War? Space War is definitely not Pong. 1962. So,
okay.
Space War is the other game that people say this was the first video game ever. When it's not. It came after Tennis for Two. But Space War is literally you and another person play as a little dot on a screen, which the screen is a star field. Like there's a bunch of stars and stuff. And you are like just a slightly bigger dot than the stars. And you like fly around and you just shoot at each other. And you just shoot missiles at each other. That's why it's called Space War. Yeah, that was the first ever like game that wasn't Pong. The first ever game that wasn't Pong. Oh my gosh, the Wikipedia page has gameplay video of it. Of course they do. Of course they have. I'm gonna mute it real quick. Oh my goodness. It's so slow. It is so very slow.
Yeah, it's not like the
It's like you're
It's
moving.
not like the ports.
It's like you're moving an inch every like 3 seconds, and it's like, oh man, I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna hit you with my torpedo, and it's like you're moving at like 1 inch per every like 3 to 5 seconds. I'll get you eventually. I'm gonna get there. But yeah, apparently, this game was so fun that like the students at the college would skip classes to go and play Space War down in the tech lab. Like, they had just that much fun with it because, yeah, it was the second video game ever. And
would you skip class to play Space War, Henry?
Would I have skipped class to play Space War? At that time, maybe. Maybe. You never know.
No, now.
Now? No. No.
Bro, what?
But later on, and this comes into play later, a coin-operated version of Space War was released later on called Computer Space, which was made by a pair of guys named Nolan Bushnell and Ted Dabney. These guys are very, very important. Want to know why Ted Dabney is important? He made Pong.
Ugh.
He made Pong.
Tennis for Two is Pong, bro.
Tennis for Two is kind of Pong, but like Ted Dabney made the actual Pong. Like, he made the real Pong. So he made actual Pong. Nolan Bushnell, he's known as the creator of Atari and the creator of Chuck E. Cheese. So yeah, he has been inducted into the Video Game Hall of Fame, obviously, for both of those reasons. Atari and Chuck E. Cheese are very important for gaming. Okay, so the Magnavox Odyssey. This is the weirdest little history lesson for you guys, but I need you guys to understand. Like, we would not have Cyberpunk 2077 if it weren't for Name the States on the Magnavox Odyssey. You dying over there? You dying?
Bro said this would take 20 minutes.
How long is it so far? It is, 18 minutes. Look at us. Look at us go. All right. So, first gen is just a bunch of different clones of the Magnavox Odyssey, or it's just straight up Pong. You get Home Pong series by Atari, which is just plug in Pong at home. The Coleco Telstar series, which is not too different from what the Magnavox Odyssey is. And then you get this little company called Nintendo. Heck yeah, they're appearing this early on. 1977.
Family game computer.
The Color TV game series, which a few of these were developed by another name that you probably weren't expecting to hear this early on, Shigeru Miyamoto.
Oh, I know him.
So Color TV game, it was just variations of Pong. Again. Actually,
I know him.
So the first one was a bunch of variations of Pong. The second one was more sports related. The third one was racing, and so it had a steering wheel on it and it had a gear shift on the side. The fourth one was Breakout, and then the fifth one had Othello, because of
whatever
course,
that is.
You ever play Othello, Christian? Othello is pretty fun. I've played Othello. I don't know why they made an entire console dedicated to Othello, but they did do that. All right. But yeah, there we go. We got our first hitters, Atari, Coleco, Nintendo, and Magnavox. These names are going to change over time. And then around Gen 6, they're almost all going to die. And you're going to hear the same names over and over and over again from that point on. And you're going to cry. So that's Gen 1. It's just
and then PC gaming became the best.
And then PC, and that's the end of the story. That's the end. That's everything. That's the end. Actually, I want to say one more thing about Gen 1. Want to hear the prices? This is why I asked. This is why I would put emphasis on how much your graphics card was. Want to know how much the Magnavox Odyssey was on release?
I'm kind of scared.
It was $99 US, which is the equivalent to $740 in 2024.
I'd buy.
I'd buy. You would have dropped $740 for the Magnavox Odyssey?
I mean, it ain't no PS4 Pro, but I mean...
All right. What about home Pong series? $98.95, equivalent to $580.
How long do you think I could entertain myself with Pong?
I don't know, man. How long do you think you could entertain yourself with a $580 Pong machine?
I don't know, but I can do that on my computer I can do that on my phone for free.
This is true. Now, the Color TV game series, the Color TV game series ranged between $36 US and $179 US, which in equivalent to now is $210 to $690, depending on which one you got. That's the Nintendo ones.
Poopy farty.
Poopy farty.
That's not funny.
That's not funny. I'm sorry. And then the Coleco Telstar series, the cheapest one, $50, equivalent to $280 in 2024. So if you wanted the lowest price, you got the Coleco Telstar series. If you really, really wanted to get into gaming, really wanted to get on the trend really early on.
I really want to get on the trend.
Get on the trend really early on. But yeah, Gen 1, you can tell that games are not really figuring out the mold yet. They're still figuring out what a game is.
Are we all?
They're still trying to figure out what a square is, let alone a circle. Let alone a polygon. Oh my goodness.
Let alone balls.
A ball. Let alone balls. Oh man, we do not understand how much an advancement balls for the Super Nintendo is. We do not understand.
And it was wild.
Balls for the Super Nintendo is crazy. All right, moving on to second gen because, yeah, there's not much more to say. Second gen.
Yeah, it's happening.
What?
I said, yeah, it's happening.
Yeah, it's happening. Second gen, the pot's starting to boil. Oh,
it's starting to get tense, bro.
It's starting to get tense. You ready for this? The first console to drop, we got the Fairchild Channel F. Okay.
Oh, that's what I'm waiting for. That's what I'm talking about.
Oh, that's what I've been waiting for. The Fairchild F. The Fairchild Channel F. That's what it is. Which is, it's not too different from what we saw before. It plays Space War. It plays Tic-Tac-Toe. It plays Pong, checkers. It plays Tic-Tac-Toe. It plays Tetris. In 2019. Oh, people are still making games for this. What? Oh my gosh.
Which one? The family? Which one?
The Fairchild. People are still making games for this. What the heck? Tetris was added to it in 2019.
Thank goodness. I've been waiting since 1979.
I've been waiting since 1979. All right, so the Fairchild app, not much to say. What really matters is the second console of the generation, launched in September of 1977. You know it. You love it. It's the Atari 2600.
Oh.
Whoa. All right, so the Atari 2600. Probably the first console to really break ground and show that games can be games. Like, it's the first console to actually, show us what the future of gaming is. Both its good things and its flaws. On the good side, we got so many banger games in-house, and then also some ports of arcade games which weren't the greatest, but they were in home, and that's pretty awesome. Pac-Man, bro, you can play Pac-Man at home, only he's not really a circle anymore. He's a lot closer to I don't know what to describe that as, but Pac-Man at home, that's crazy, bro. So again, made by Nolan Bushnell.
Hey, yo.
Hey, yo. That man. What a guy. The Atari 2600. We've got classics like Breakout. Because Breakout started here. Breakout, banger. Do you ever Google Breakout on Google and then click on images and then boom, Google Images turns into a game of Breakout? I probably just taught you something. Breakout started here. And we got Night Driver, which is a racing game that's an actual racing game, which is crazy. Space Invaders? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Space Invaders. Asteroids? Whoa. This is banger after banger. Pitfall. Look at this.
Asteroids?
What? Asteroids? Pitfall, Space Invaders, Centipede. Like, these are like games we still know to this day. Like these bangers, absolute bangers. And then there's my sweet Adventure. Oh my goodness. Do I just like Adventure because it was a big plot point of Ready Player One, and that movie blew my mind when I first watched it, even though nowadays I read the second one. It was awful. The book, oh my goodness. Ready Player Two is an awful book.
Guess who you gave that to?
Who did I give that to? Do you have my copy of Ready Player 2?
Yes.
Why do you have my copy of Ready Player 2?
I'll have your screw tape letters.
Yeah! Yeah, because I had 2 copies of that. And
bro, I'll only give it to you if you promise you're gonna read it.
I'll only give it to you, and then you deconstructed. Well,
I see what caused it.
I see what caused it. Nah, no bashing Screw Tape Letters. Screw Tape Letters is a banger. Not gonna act like it's not. I'm sorry, guys. Adventure is the first ever open world game. Let's just say that first. You play as a little dot. You run around this open kingdom. There's dragons that look like ducks. You grab keys and stuff and trophies and stuff to open certain doors, and yeah, you just gotta get to the end of the game. And it is an adventure. It's the first ever game to ever feel like an adventure. It's the first ever. You can what?
Didn't you beat it?
I did beat it. Not only did I beat it, but I got the first ever Easter egg. The first ever video game Easter egg, which is if you do a certain line of actions that you probably would never think of doing. So, first of all, before we dig into this, some background. Games at this time did not have credits or anything. They didn't list the developers of them. For all I knew, like, my grandma made this game because there's no name attached to who made it. So, the first ever gaming Easter egg was if you did a certain line of actions in Adventure, you could find deep in the world created by Warren Robinett, like flashing in rainbow letters, created by Warren Robinett, because he knew if he didn't do that, he would never get credit for the game, ever. Yeah. And now there's an entire kind of mediocre book/movie made around it. So the popularity of this led to the founding of Activision.
Oh.
Yeah, Activision started on the Atari.
Yeah.
Yeah. Great. Great. Wonderful. Oh boy. I'm so excited for that.
I love Activision.
I love Activision. And I'm going to press pause on talking about the rest of the Atari 2600 for here because there's one more thing I want to talk about the 2600. But I'm going to save that. I'm going to save that for the end of this generation because I want to leave this on a cliffhanger because that's how everyone else was left at this time when it comes to the fate of video games. So later on we'd get the Magnavox Odyssey 2, which was very similar to the Atari 2600. Same with the Intellivision. And the... what else is there? Sorry, I gotta scroll down. The Intellivision, the ColecoVision. And then the ColecoVision. And then later on, we'd get an upgrade to the 2600 where we'd get the 5200. Which, don't ask me what the difference is. I've tried to figure it out. I don't really know. I don't really know other than the controller. The controller has a number pad now, and that's interesting and weird. And then there's your favorite console this generation, Christian, created by General Consumer Electric and Milton Bradley, the Vectrix.
Oh yes, the only good one.
The only good one. Tell us. No, you're the only person who has any connection to any consoles in this generation, and that one is the Vectrix. Tell us your experience with the Vectrix.
I was in an abandoned house and I played it like twice. It was pretty fun.
What did you play?
I don't remember. The Space War, I think.
The Space War? Yeah. The Vectrix. So what's special about the Vectrix? What's the whole thing with the Vectrix?
Vectors.
Vectors. What does that mean?
Vector graphics?
What does
I
that
don't know
mean?
how to explain vector graphics. Isn't it polygons?
So basically, there were two different graphics you'd see at this time, and vector graphics were a lot harder to do than pixelated graphics. So you have pixel-based graphics with Atari 2600, where you get the squares, and then you have vector graphics, which are based around light pen imagery and 3D imager programming, which what that would do is it would use like lines and stuff to make it so you perceive 3 dimensions, but there's not actually 3 dimensions going on. It's just lines organized. It's like when you draw a cube on a piece of paper. Like, that's not a 3D image, but it is a 3-dimensional cube on that paper. Like, that's basically what it is. It's lines that is drawing on the screen. And that's how the original Asteroids was. That was what the original Asteroids was, and so that was the big basis for a lot of vector-based consoles. The major vector-based console being the Vectrex. So, the Vectrex, which was the last one to come out of this generation. There was also handhelds, but I don't really want to talk about that. Do you want to talk about the Microvision at all right now?
Only because it reminds me of you.
the Microvision and the Game & Watch but we're saving that for another thing. So Gen 2 is really weird. Gen 2 is a really weird thing because it almost was the end of gaming the end of gaming in total. Oh, I forgot Donkey Kong was from this era. Anyways, Christian Y.
Literally forgot.
I did forget Donkey Kong. I forgot him. I'm sorry. Christian, what is the reason why this was almost the end?
Because of E.T.
Because of E.T. What happened with E.T.?
They buried a bunch of them in the desert.
Why?
It was horrible. It was just so bad. That people started realizing that other games were bad too, and they decided they weren't going to spend $60 on games anymore because they were all crap and there was no quality control.
Exactly. As the Wikipedia page explains it, it was the first time anyone learned what shovelware is, and that there can be a bad game. And yeah, E.T. was supposed to be the big holiday game, and it was awful. And it crashed the video game economy. And, like, there's a bunch of people who are like, it wasn't really that bad. But, like, if you look at the charts, it is a severe dip down in the amount of money that games made at the time. Like, severe dip down. Yeah, it was pretty it was pretty drastic. Video game crash of 1983 almost killed gaming. And Gen 2 was almost the end. Imagine a world, just imagine real quick for me, a world where all we got was the Magnavox Odyssey, the Vectrex, the Atari 2600, and whatever the heck was in the arcades at the time. And that's all we got. And that was the end of video games. No Mass Effect. No Twilight Princess. No Metal Gear Solid.
Oh, no.
No balls for the Super Nintendo.
No!
No Disco Elysium. No Cyberpunk 2077. No 1-2 Switch.
No.
No
Concord.
No Concord. But no Overwatch.
No.
Games.
No Overwatch 2.
No Overwatch 2. Games, unlimited games, but no games. Only he would have never said that because games would have never been popular enough for that to be a relevant question.
Fortnite.
Minecraft.
That's right, kids.
The Minecraft movie would not have existed. Wait, we're actually making this sound good. So, Chrono Trigger wouldn't have existed. There we go. I turned it around. Final Fantasy VII. There we go.
About the Minecraft movie, bro.
I don't want to talk about the Minecraft movie. That's not relevant to this. So, there was darkness there was all hope lost. And then, out of the rubble of everything that had happened, Nintendo.
Shut up, dude.
Nintendo. Only they said, nah, this is a toy. And then they swept in and they did some insane stuff. Should we dig into Gen 3 right now? Or should we save that?
No.
Okay.
We're saving Gen 3. We're going to go in depth.
We're going to go in depth for Gen 3. So this episode is really just the background stuff. This episode is just the background history of gaming in general.
About the consoles that don't matter.
The consoles that don't really matter. Honestly,
they matter a lot.
They do matter a lot. And I left them out of the original ranking, and I wanted to give them some justice. I wanted to give them some due. I wanted to talk about these big the big effects that they had, because they were very important and had very big advancements with each one of them. The Magnavox Odyssey was the first ever home console. The Atari 2600 gave us genres, just in general. Like, just a wide grasp. Like, it showed us that games can be more than just tennis. Like, games can be more than just tennis and Space War. They can be whatever we want them to be. The Vectrix did whatever the Vectrix did. It showed us that 3 dimensions are possible on a flat screen. And Nintendo kind of just made toys. Nintendo just made toys. I don't know what to say.
You are a toy.
You are a toy. And Nolan Bushnell is the coolest man of all time, and that's just the truth. That's Gen 1 and 2.
Hey, yo.
That's it. That's your history lesson.
Hey, yo.
How do you feel about Gen 1 and 2 now, Christian? How do you feel about the microvision and all that?
I love the mic.
What do you take away from that?
The microvision?
The microvision. Yeah. We've come a long way in 60 years. We have come a long way in 67 years. And this is just proof of that. Hopefully the next episode of this will be a whole lot more enjoyable as we dig into Gen 3, which is...
Henry carried this one because I didn't do any research about the microvision.
I just knew that... What?
He's interested in stuff about, like, microvisions, so...
Yeah, I already knew all this stuff. Like, this wasn't even research. This was just stuff I already knew. You know what my big introduction to video game history was? A documentary that was on Netflix for a really long time, back when Netflix first started, called Video Games the Movie. I watched
I always watched that. Oh.
Dude, I watched it all the time. And that's how I learned all this stuff. And then I even did a school project in 7th grade about Nolan Bushnell. I did it in front of my class.
And you were the coolest kid ever.
I was the cringiest kid ever. I also did a project that year on Shigeru Miyamoto. So, yeah.
What'd you do?
Shigeru Miyamoto. I did both of them that year. So I was that.
And everyone thought you were cool?
Everyone thought I was the coolest kid on the block ever. No, that wasn't 7th grade. That was 6th grade. I did that in 6th grade. Yeah. You can ask the people who were in my 6th grade class about how cringe that was. You can ask them about it. All right. Hope you guys enjoyed. We're going to keep this going all the way to Gen 9.
We're not going to stop recording until we get there.
We're not going to stop recording until we get there. We'll do a full 24-hour long recording. Anyways, every gen from this point on will get its own separate episode. Please look forward to every single one of those because, again, we'll be going in as much depth as possible. Next up, we got Gen 3, which is NES, Sega Master System, and the Atari 7800, I guess. The Atari...
You want to talk about the Atari? Are you excited to talk about the Atari 7800?
No, I'm just going to mention it and be like, hey, they tried. They tried.
They did a lot more than try, my friend.
They did a lot. As Chris Plant puts it in a recent episode of Post Games, they have a death, and then a revival eventually, in a very, very, very far future that is right now because they're making indie games and stuff now. So, which is weird. That sounds weird. Is it weird that Atari's making indie games now? Is that...
They're an indie developer. Well, they've been bought out by so many different people. So.
Yeah. But now where they're at is they are an indie developer, which is weird to me. That feels weird on my mouth. I don't know. I hope you guys enjoyed. We'll be back next
I
time.
really hope you enjoyed Henry's analogy or Henry's
Yap sesh.
retrospective on the microvan.
Yap sesh. It's a yap sesh. Call it what it is. See you
No,
guys.
bro, because that's not it.
See you guys. Bye-bye.
Oh boy.